Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I wanted to go into a quick lesson. This was a post made by the brother in North Carolina, GMS North Carolina 777. He said, "Damn it, man, 2 through." And as you can see, it's an image of a woman and a man. And the woman has, I didn't even count all of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 men in her mind saying, "I love only you," with 18 other men in her mind. And for the man, it says, "I love you," with the one woman in his mind. And when you go through the comments, the first one you see is GMS Awakening 144. I'm a one Gabar. It says backwards, and that's completely true. That is ass backwards. But this is Esau's way of doing things, because he's turned things upside down. And hold on, Salaki. Esau has turned every single thing upside down. Got it to thinking that a woman having, she probably having more than one boyfriend in her life, or more than one man in her life is normal. That's not normal. Okay, that's not normal if the man is still alive. Now it's different if she had a man, a husband or whatever the case may be, a husband or betrothed to a man, and that man dies, then and she gets another husband. That's the difference. But with the men that she be with, and they all still alive, and she just having, just breaking up, because in modern day age they use the boyfriend and girlfriend labels, all these boyfriends that these women done had, and while you have women that you got men that be out here with all types of women. Men were designed to be that way. Okay, men were designed to be that way. Even when you go into where it say Yahweh Shai, he gave his life, or who the world called Jesus, gave his life for the church, for the people. Those people is not the same. The Israelites are different tribes, because that's who he gave his life for. He gave his life for the Israelites, and Israelites of the elect are different tribes. They're not the same. And when you go into the church, even the church is it's made up of various people, various men, that's really what it's going into, various men. So it's not just one person, so it's the same way with a man. A man loves, he can love and deal with multiple women, but a woman was only designed to deal with one man. Then you see, the comments, all them Jakes, that's reality, facts. Don't be one of many. But this is what's taught to be normal in Babylon and Great America. And Esau set it up that way, This is Isaiah 29, started 15 in the AMP. Whoa, judgment is coming to those who try to deeply hide their plans from the Lord, whose deeds are done in a dark place, and who say who sees us or who knows us. This is primarily Esau Edom, because this is how he operate. They do all their agendas in the dark and have other people to push their agendas in secret to try to hide what their true motives are, but the Lord knows it all. It says you turn things upside down with your perversity. And this is exactly what Esau Edom does. And that picture is one of them. Because in the ancient world, that was not permitted. Women were not permitted to be promiscuous, or they was not permitted to be jumping from man to man. You have a boyfriend, you break up with him, you get another boyfriend, break up with him. There was no such thing as dating in our culture and in the ancient world. None of this existed. And women didn't have multiple men. They wasn't already ran through by multiple men when you got with them. And women that had multiple men, especially if it wasn't for the man being married, that man her being married to the man and the man passing away, that woman didn't get chosen. She wasn't no man gonna deal with her to the level of making her his wife. That's what these women want. They want to have fun in their 20s to get ran through, bounce from man to man, do what they want to do with their body, and then want somebody to come and treat them like a virgin, treat them like they been innocent the whole time. But all of it goes back to the turning of upside down that Esau Edom has done with his perversity. I'm gonna read it again. You turn things upside down with your perversity. Surely the potter be considered equal with the clay. Shall the potter be considered equal with the clay? That the thing that is made would say to his maker, he did not make me. Or the thing that is formed say to him who formed it, he has no understanding. Yeah, so the Lord is saying, you really think you're going to be on my level and say that I didn't create you? Because that's what Esau Edom do. He said it was a big bang. He got people to really believe that a big bang happened out of nowhere and the universe expanded. The universe just created itself. Planets created itself. And then this man will tell you millions of years later, dinosaurs was walking the earth. A huge meteor came and wiped the dinosaurs out. And then man evolved from a monkey. This is what Esau Edom has done. He turned things upside down with his perversity, all type of lies that he done came up with for no reason, So like I said, shall the potter be considered equal with the clay? You think Esau is going to be on the level to say how creation really started? The thing that made it would say to his maker, he did not make me. The whole Big Bang theory. Or the thing that is formed say to him who formed it, he has no understanding. Esau trying to change the orders that the Lord put in motion. He want to make a woman a man and make men women. Take polygyny away from a man, but these women can deal with multiple men with no consequences. But if a man married more than one woman, he can be arrested. This man Esau has done all type of wickedness, and everybody has fell for it over here in Babylon the Great. Only ones that's coming out of this madness is the elect. All of the madness, rather. Only ones that's coming out of all of the madness is the elect. But Esau Edom has done so much, damage. This man, and he got to pay for all that, So his turning of things upside down will not go unpunished. He's going to pay for everything he's done. But the Lord has set everything back in order. He's turning it. He's putting everything back in its proper place. And it starts with the elect. And I'm going to end it on that scripture. It starts with the elect. This is Psalms 50, starting at 16 in the AMP. But to the wicked, the Most High says, what right have you to recite my statutes or to take my covenant on your lips? Because they want to be us. So they claim to be us. They try to claim my Bible. You got Edomites walking around here that they'll quote a Bible scripture. They'll quote Bible scriptures, or they'll have a Bible scripture tatted on their body, or they'll have a Bible, but they have nothing to do with the scriptures, as far as keeping the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Because they don't believe in true God. If they was able to really know what Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is about and who he's for and that he's against them, you think these Edomites will still willingly serve him? Hell no. Verse 17, for you hate instruction and discipline and cast my words behind you, disregarding them. And this really how they do, because they don't live by how he says to live. They might try to pretend to do it amongst themselves, but deep down, and they might even try to do it amongst Jake, for a certain time. But if it really came down to it, they're not about what the scriptures tell you. They're not trying to live up to the standards of the Lord. And the Lord knows best because he created them. Like he said in Isaiah, should a potter be esteemed, or should a potter be equal to the clay? You think the Lord don't know who he created and how he created them? Verse 18, when you see a thief, you are pleased with him and condone his behavior, and you associate with adulterers. You give your mouth to evil and your tongue frames deceit. See, you give your mouth to evil and your tongue frames deceit. And this is what he has taught the people over here in Babylon the Great. Then he wound up spreading that democracy, demonocracy. That's really what it is. Across the four corners of the earth. Now you got this madness going into other countries. You know, this same mindset, the mindset of the West. That's why they trying to push all that westernization out of their countries. You know, it says you sit and speak against your brother, you slander your own mother's son. And who was twin brothers, or who were twin brothers in this? You know, when it goes back, and where were the brothers that always had beef? Esau and Jacob. You know, Esau and Jacob had beef. You know, that's why Esau wanted to kill Jacob in the end. These things have you done. And I'm gonna read this verse. I'm reading verse 21 in the KJV. These things have thou done, and I kept silence. And thou thoughtest that I was altogether such and one as thyself. Meaning the Lord said, you thought I was with you. I was with you. You thought I really was with what you was doing. But I will reprove thee, which means to correct, and set them in order before thine eyes. The them is going into the Israelites, and it starts with the elect. And this is what the Lord has done. He is setting the elect in order before the eyes of the heathen, before the eyes of Esau, Edom. He see us rising back up and denouncing all the wicked agendas and mindsets that he pushed on our people, and he can't do nothing about it. So, just going back to this, even this, because you got sisters that's coming out of this mindset, as well as brothers coming out of this mindset. Monogamy was never created or made by Yahweh Shem Shah. The Lord set up polygyny, and that's for the men. You know, they call it polygamy, but I think polygyny means a man has more than one wife. You know, instead of polygamy just saying multiple partners, which is the same thing, but polygyny, it just said a man has multiple wives. So it's poly and then GYNY, if I'm not mistaken. But this is backwards, like the elder brother said. You know, I'm a one good boy. This is completely backwards. The man is supposed to have multiple women, but the woman is supposed to only have this man in her mind. You know, so I just wanted to go into this quick lesson. You know, it was a post, like I said, it popped up. I just seen it, but the brother uploaded it three hours ago. So Lord will was edifying. And I'm gonna say this last note. Like I said, this is ass backwards, but it's gonna get set in its proper motion. Isaiah 4:1. You know, all of that is literally about to take place. The Lord will this was edifying. On that note, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that were well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, shalom.